Okay, great. So, Sophia, can you tell me a little bit about where we are right now and what we are doing here?
Sure. We are currently in a House of Communication in Berlin. We have multiple of them around Germany, but also around the world. But this one is the central one in Germany. We are actually located very central in the city. Here around, there's a lot of cafes, restaurants, and also hubs for creative people, and a lot of different companies around here. So yeah, we are just practically in the middle of very active life in Berlin.
Yeah, and it's a very, very beautiful spot as well. The river is right there, and the Google headquarters are right next door, so it's really a good spot in Berlin, I would say. So, can you tell me a little bit about AI agents? Like, first of all, what are they?
Sure. Well, the AI agent, as every agent, has different parts of it, and one part is the actual prompting. So, what they consist of. So, what the tasks they should do. What they exercise practically, like similar to human, you know, what your expertise, what you should do, what your job. The way we communicate with them is through textual context, so we can write a text, and then the agent would know what to do. And of course, since they are working by themselves, they need to have tools to work on and to be able to solve different tasks. So they are usually enabled with different tools, and they're also connected to their tasks.
Okay, so to have an AI agent, you would say basically that, for example, I would have one that I prompt with the instruction to do something very specific, and then I give them the tool, for example, to scrape the web or something like that, right? So, you know, I think for a lot of people it's pretty unclear why we are always talking about these agent networks and these agentic systems, how like that they're working together. Why are they working together?
Exactly, this is the beauty of it. You know, they each know what to do, but they also can work together and create something new and better. And the beauty of it is that they learn from each other, and then they learn from themselves. So it's like, you know, working in a team. One head is good, but two heads are better. One agent is good, but two is much better. Or maybe the whole team that can solve a specific task, or even a project together, or some tasks that run one after each other, and they would learn from the previous one to complete the next one. As they also have a long-time memory, it's very nice that you can solve multiple tasks, complex structures with the agents in a shorter time period.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So, you know, obviously you said we are in the House of Communication by Service Plan Group here. Why is Service Plan Group as a marketing agency so interested in AI agents, and what kind of problems do you want to solve?
Oh, different ones. As we are the group, we also work in very different fields. Everything from the data management till the creation of assets. And actually in all these fields, you can find spots or cases where you can use agents, because they're so various, there's a big variety of them. So specifically in our case, we focus very much on a customer journey, and in order to build a comprehensive framework of a customer journey, you need to go through different steps, and the steps are usually complex and takes a lot of time. And of course, in each of these steps would be good to have a help. Mm-hmm. Or something that would accelerate the process, because sometimes, you know, we have clients that just need to solve something very short time. Sometimes we have more time to deal with it. Mm-hmm. But in any case, it's a great help and a great support in our daily activities, what we do. Some of the examples can be then, for example, if you start to build a customer journey framework, it's all based on data. Mm-hmm. So we need to go through a lot of different data points, data analysis, data structures, and so on. And at the moment, of course, we do it as us, you know, as a team. Mm-hmm. But if you train an agent to do it, because most of the times for specific clients it's the same data sets, so it's a repetitive task, mm-hmm. just for maybe a different field, and then you can easily solve it quicker with the agent because they're trained to do so, and for example do some research or do some data structuring on the specific parts that would leave us more room for more creative and more strategy work, which we sometimes lack because we have a lot of repetitive or like very deep data stuff.
Okay, that sounds really good. So to summarize, basically what you're saying is there's a lot of like hard work that you have to do. I think Sebastian always calls it intellectual hard work, where you have to look through data and you have to do research and all this kind of stuff that is really difficult. So you cannot just do it without thinking about it, but also is something that is costing a lot of time and basically preventing you from using that time in a maybe better way. So what you're trying to achieve is you're trying to basically take some of those tasks away and automate them by using those agents, replace them by these agents, and then basically be able to focus more of your time and energy into the like more human aspect of it, which is the creativity and all this kind of stuff.
Absolutely, and the human aspect is very important because it's going to be there and it's staying there, and even the agent is a great help. There's going to be always the human in the loop in here, because after each task we need to see how it went, maybe check something, maybe rerun it again. But yeah, just agent making something and creating something already gives me much more time for the check and for maybe more strategic thinking than comparison I would be doing it myself, maybe be tired by the end of the day and would need to take more time another day. So of course, it's always a collaboration. The same as agents work with each other, we work with agents and we work with people. So it's kind of like just extended collaboration network that we can use to accelerate some processes and also put more focus on even more quality in our work and even more deepness in everything that we do.
Mm-hmm. Great. So, one of the best, probably the best chess player in the world once said, AI disrupted chess and computers became the best chess players. That AI is better than humans, but AI gets beaten by basically AI and humans working together. And I think that's really what you said there as well with this human in the loop, and I think that's a really brilliant concept. So that we basically say, okay, even though we are developing AI agents, we also make sure that there's some place in there for the actual human who can look at this work and verify if it's actually correct or like give more input to make it better, stuff like that, right? Can you tell me maybe a little bit about like a specific example of what you're working on at the moment?
Mm-hmm. Let's circle back to the customer journey. That's probably the easiest one and people can understand. In a customer journey, if you have a product, we usually start with building a structure of the journey. So the steps that the consumer goes in order to order or use the product. These steps may be 10, maybe 20, maybe 100, depending on the product. And each of these steps usually enhanced with data and in different other attributes. In order to build this comprehensive structure, again, in the beginning you usually run analysis. So the agents can be a good help to run a different analysis because they're usually very comprehensive. And the good thing is that we use data from the outside, but also the company-specific data. And because of the whole framework, both is very secure and we can work with both. And of course, to create a very tailored solution for the client, we need both to take in consideration very specific maybe customer data and so on. And this is possible because the agents can do both and interact with each other without creating any data problems. And then, for example, after the research is done and the agents freed us more time to work on the strategy, we then move further to create the specific steps in the journey. And there's mostly a strategy work, but we can always help us with more input or maybe more overview around different topics, because sometimes we work with the clients in a very specific industry with a very technological and maybe difficult products that we of course also need to get into, and there the agents also can be a great help, to structure, to input more layers in the strategy. And then we develop all the structure, and then usually when the framework is there, we dive deeper in maybe channels or maybe customer interactions. And on the lower levels, such as assets or campaign production, the agents also can be a good help, because In one campaign, there may be 100 assets. In multiple campaigns, there may be 3,000 million assets, and they also need a management. And there, the agents also can be of good help to work with the DAM systems or others, just to take this repetitive task out of our hands. But, for example, tag-specific assets that we can see the usage of and then can analyze again. So you see, like, of all parts of the journey we do, there's actually always a very good point where we can inject the agent and work with them.